sticking out, it'll hit here before it lays the windshield. So it's got to be right on a fine edge. What's happening here is, for my foot space and the passenger's foot space, the bar used to come here was going to have a totally flat firewall. But then just to get a couple more inches, it makes a big difference. Move this up to here. So this will have panels of metal welded in. And then when I cut this at this angle, because this is where the exhaust is going to have to come out and I'm just going to run side pipes, I need all the space I can have here. And then this will be connected out to here. This will all be covered up. I don't know if this is sticking out too far. But you won't see that. And then I'll even bondle where the welds are and try to get the firewall smooth. Yeah, there's a rocker. Like I said, when they made this thing, whoever the engineers were, just with these box sections, you used to be able to jack the whole car up on these rockers. This is like, a double ladder frame, we talked about that before. So this is, it's really thin. You remember the Javelin? It's a light car, and you're wondering how can they make it so light? Well, when you don't have that big heavy frame like what this thing has, and you're making it part of the body, it's a good way to keep weight down, materials down, and it actually was safer, they said, in crashes, because these were made to, crumple in, where these things are like a battering ram. So you'll see that this thing has got the pipes moved around the way I want them, or the tubing. I could have had the halo a little bit further, but the roof line goes down, and so this isn't at the same angle, but it's not as obtrusive. It was really blocking my vision before, and I'm just gonna have one diagonal going down so it's easier to get in. And the bar is by the quarter panel, so metal. You just gotta somehow attach a body to the roll cage. The roll cage is the strength now, and I'm just filling in with sheet metal, and just a simple dash pieces on there, and then this has to be cut out. Like I said, none of it is made out of aluminum. These guys be cut so it fits in there, and it looks goofy all in these pieces, but then after you sand it down, you put seam sealer in between it or bondle, it'll look like it's been bent after it's painted. These are just some cheap motor plates I bought at a swap meet. And on a small box Chevy, you got the water pump, and you got these two bolts, like my old 1940 Ford, you'd buy a thing that was called a Hearst mount. And went across and it bolted through those two holes. And this is mounted with 4 holes. A lot of guys will have one continuous piece and bolt it on. Now when you do this, it steps the water pump out a 1/4 of an inch. So all your pulleys have to have little spacers behind them so everything lines up. But the motor will be sitting here. And this is why it is notched out, so the distributor will be, coming up, you can still work on it. And the radiator is going to be way up here. So when the engine's set back that far, and then you get more traction on the back wheels. Well, you'll see that this tube now is here, and once, it's right up here, and it'll just be a little filler panel that'll go in here, and I'll tie this whole quarter in. And then there's braces all along the rocker, and this is where the tube used to be, and it was just really hard to get in and out. I moved this back. The seats, I have them notched out so they go back, and it had a big X brace in there and all that, and I just eliminated that because this will be tied in here. I think I might have one bar coming down from here to here. And then it'll be smaller tubing going up, you know, coming around the transmission, then start laying sheet metal before. Then I gotta get the steering.